Hello, everyone. We're glad that you're with us. And we're continuing our sermon series entitled Christian Vocabulary 101. Or to say it in another way, it's all those Christian words you wanted to know but were afraid to ask. During our first week, we talked about agape. Agape is that unconditional love of God. Agape is a Greek word describing and there's many Greek words describing love, but agape is that particular one that talks about the unconditional God love that God has for us and the unconditional love that we offer one another as followers of Jesus Christ. Last week we looked at grace, and we said that grace is more than a name of a girl, but it's a thought, a concept that changed the world. God's grace is given to us freely. We don't have to earn God's love or grace. And all we need to do is to accept it as God freely gives it to you and me. So today I want to talk about belief. Now there's a Latin word for it. It's called Credo or creed. So when we're going to talk a little bit about the Apostles' Creed, but when we look at what a creed is, it's really asking us a very important question. What do I believe in? What do I hold sacred? What do I hold important? So I want to ask you right now is, what do you believe in? Now we all have to believe in something. We can't leave the door without believing. For example, if I go to a doctor's office and I'm not feeling well, I believe that the doctor will give me the correct diagnosis and the medicine that will help me feel better. When I get on an airplane, I'm believing that the pilot in the front knows how to fly. Even though I was stuck in an elevator once, I still board elevators believing that they will take me to my destination. So beliefs, again, you can't leave home without them. So when it comes to belief in God, as revealed to us in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, I ask you, in the midst of this pandemic, where are you at with your beliefs? What do you believe? Or maybe some of you are out there, you're questioning your belief, and that's okay. But belief and what we believe is essential and important in our daily walk and in our spiritual living. With the events that occurred at the nation's capital on December 6th, my belief in the direction of this country was shaken. I think that some of you probably felt the same way. However, the inauguration of President Biden was a reminder that even in the midst of all of our political differences and all the things that strain our relationships with one another, we are united in a commonality for love of country and the freedoms that we cherish. We have more in common than we don't. So we have been blessed with so much. Again, my belief is that we are intertwined together as citizens of this great country. And the attack on our nation's capital by seditionists, and I mean seditionists, is an aberration. It was an aberration used by some to further their own political gains or for personal benefit. But now is the true test of our nation's fiber as we come together to mend our past wounds and to heal our present scars. Abraham Lincoln's wrote in his second inaugural address. He writes these transcendent words. He said, "With malice toward none and with charity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive to finish the work that we bind up our nation's wounds, to care for him who have been born the battle, and for the widow and for his orphan, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and all nations." These words, again I say, are transcendent, and they speak to us today as they did back in 1864. So do you believe in these words? Do you believe that in spite of our nation's imperfections that we are moving toward a more perfect union? I do, to my heart's core. I found comfort in the words of this powerful young voice of Amanda Gordon, the youngest poet laureate to speak at an inaugural. Again, her words for a 22-year-old is transcendent. So let's take a moment that you can listen to a portion of her poem, "The Hill We Climb."